Hello dear students, this is Industrial Relations and Labor Laws course tutorial. This is tutorial 2.2. The topic is trade union, their objectives and functions. The learning objectives are to know the objectives of trade union and to know the functions of trade union. A trade union of workers is an organization formed by workers to protect their interest, improve their working conditions, etc. All trade unions have their objectives or goals to achieve, which are contained in their constitution, and each has its own strategy to reach those goals. So every trade union, they may have different objectives in particular, but in general, from if you see the objectives, you will find some common or some general things also, and that objectives I'm going to discuss here. Unions concentrate their attention to achieve mainly the following objectives: wages and salaries. This subject shows the major attention of the trade unions. In the case of an unorganized sector, the trade union plays an instrumental role in bargaining the pay scales. So trade union, they often raise their voice for the members of the union, especially for increasing the payment, that is wages or salaries of workers or employees. Then another objective is improving working conditions. Trade unions, with a view to protect the health of workers, demand the management to provide all the basic amenities such as lighting and ventilation, sanitation, restrooms, safety equipment while discharging hazardous duties, drinking water, refreshment, minimum working hours settlement, then leave and rest, holidays with pay, job satisfaction, social security benefits, and other welfare measures. So this can be included in working conditions. Discipline is a major objectives of trade union. Trade union safeguards the workers from the control of management whenever workers become the victims of management's unilateral acts and disciplinary policies. So unilateral acts, it means the management, they work in their own way. They do not like to listen to the workers or employees. So that is unilateral act. This victimization results into various forms such as panel transfer, suspensions, dismissal, etc. In such a situation, the worker who is separated is left in a helpless condition and they may approach the trade union. And here, the aggrieved worker may be protected by the trade union. Then personal policies. Trade union may fight against inappropriate implementation of personal policies in respect of recruitment, selection, promotions, transfer, training, etc. Then welfare is another objective of trade union. Trade union works as a guide, consultant, and cooperates in overcoming the personal problems of the workers. I have mistakenly pronounced, that should be cooperate. It may bring to the knowledge of the management through collective bargaining meetings the difficulties of workers in respect to sanitation, hospitals, quarters, schools and colleges for their children's cultural and social problems. So this objectives is, in comparison, this objective is ahead, or this is going to achieve something further than protecting only the economic interests of workers, that is direct interest. Now it is including the family members of the employees or workers also. Employee-employer relations. This is another objective of trade union. A trade union always strives for achieving this objective to promote industrial peace. However, the rigid bureaucratic attitude and unilateral thinking of the management may lead to conflicts in the organization, which ultimately disrupt the said relation. Trade union, in the capacity of representative of all the workers, may carry out continuous negotiations with the management with a view to promote industrial peace. Trade union act as a negotiating machinery. Now, negotiations include the proposal made by one party and the counterproposal of the other. This process stretches until the parties reach an agreement. Thus, negotiations are based on the principle of give and take. Trade union, being a party for negotiation, protects the interest of workers through collective bargaining. Thus, trade union works as the negotiating machinery. Then, safeguarding organizational health and the interest of the industry is an objective of trade unions. Organizational health can be ascertained by methods evolved for grievance redressal and techniques adopted to reduce the rate of absenteeism and labor turnover and to improve the employee relations. Trade unions help in reducing the rate of absenteeism, labor turnover, and developing systematic grievance settlement procedures leading to harmonious industrial relations. Trade union can thus contribute to the developments in the level of production, productivity, and discipline by cultivating good quality of work life. Now, I'm going to discuss the functions of trade unions. Now, the various functions performed by trade unions can be mainly categorized into four groups. Those are intramural functions, extramural functions, political functions, and social functions. Now, to achieve the objectives of trade union, these functions need to be performed by trade unions. Now, let's see what is intramural functions. It is also called militant or protective functions. And these functions include defending the workers' interest, that is, hike in wages, proper working conditions, proper sanitation, safety, job security, etc. And these are done through the means of collective bargaining and direct actions such as strikes, gheeraus, etc. Then trade union also perform extramural functions, or which can be also termed as fraternal functions. These functions include ensuring the financial and non-financial assistance available to workers during the period of strikes and lockouts. Then extension of medical facilities during slackness and casualties. Then provisions of education, recreational and housing facilities, provision of social and religious benefits, etc. Trade union take up welfare measures for improving the morale of workers and generate self-confidence among them. Nowadays, trade unions are also associated with some political functions, and these functions include affiliating the union to a political party, assisting the political party in enrolling members, then amassing donations, seeking the help of political parties during the period of strikes and lockouts. Social functions of trade union include getting involved in social service activities by the trade unions, then discharging social responsibilities through various sections of the society like educating their customers, etc. To summarize, trade unions are formed for securing certain economic and social interests of workers. Economic interests like better wages, better working conditions, better living conditions of workers and employees and their family members. Then social interests such as educational, recreational, medical, respect for individual, etc. Collective strength offer a sort of insurance cover to members to fight against irrational, arbitrary, and illegal actions of employers of the organization. Members can share their feelings, exchange notes, and fight the employer quite effectively whenever he or she goes off the track. And this justify the existence of trade union in the present time also. So these are the sources from where I have collected the information that I have presented in the slides. Now, these are the two questions I'm presenting to you, and you need to post your answer in comment section of my Google Classroom. The first question is, affiliating the union to a political party, the stated function can be categorized into which group of functions of trade union? As you have already learned about various functions: intramural function, extramural function, political functions, and social function. So in which group this particular function can be put? You need to answer. Then the second question is whether trade unions can act against inappropriate implementation of HR policies. You need to state yes or no. So here I am going to conclude today's tutorial. Thank you.